Chris FORSBERG, Toshiki Yoshioka. Chris FORSBERG leading the NOS Energy 370Z, initiated under the bridge. Bringing it out to that rear clipping zone. Nice job by FORSBERG as Yoshioka brings it in from the rear, swings a bit wide around that last clip. Makes some noise for FORSBERG and Yoshioka. Taking a look at the replay of FORSBERG as he threw it in. Nice on the second rear clipping zone. Like to see him a bit closer on the first rear clipping zone under the bridge. Now going to alternate the order. Toshiki Yoshioka is going to lead in the RSR S15 as Chris FORSBERG giving chase. Nothing super spectacular about that kind of stands out as far as the first run. Would like Chris FORSBERG to be a lot closer to that first rear clipping zone. Yoshioka did a decent job of chasing. Now here we go. This is the deal breaker right here. The risk taker as Yoshioka initiates. FORSBERG shallowing up on that first turn as Yoshioka comes in that last clip. FORSBERG is right there applying the pressure, nosing in. Makes some noise for Yoshioka and Chris FORSBERG. Diving in around the peninsula clip. FORSBERG wheel to wheel, almost looking like they're touching, and just wrapping around that last clip and that last turn. Going to the judges, Brian Eggert, Ryan Montagne, and Andy Yen. Take a look at the tail of the tape from the first run as Chris FORSBERG initiated that first turn. As the judges want to review the first run. FORSBERG, great amount of angle. Look at that, taking it all the way out. Yoshioka had a bit of a correction coming from under the bridge out to that rear clipping zone. Shallowed up to catch up. Where are my Chris FORSBERG fans at? 2009 Formula Drift champion, originally from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Now living in Maryland. Just moved his whole team, the CFR team. Got to fully rebuild. It might look like the same 370Z, but it is definitely not. As a new crew chief and a whole new team operating out of Maryland. Then Yoshioka piloting the RSR S15. He had a different ride last year, a new ride this year. RSR had a different program, so whole new package there. But the RSR S15 has definitely seen many tracks. So here we go, going to the judges. Andy Yen says, one more time. Brian Eggert says, Chris FORSBERG. And Ryan Montagne says, Yoshioka. So it's going one more time. It is a split decision, so they're going at it again. It is a one more time battle. Chris FORSBERG and Toshiki Yoshioka are going at it again. Andy Yen, you went with a one more time, which eventually it it ended up being, because it's basically you guys were at a split decision. Brian, Ryan and yourself, you all had different ones. What's your reasoning? Because you were pretty on point about it being a one more time.
Yeah, both drivers had a pretty decent lead run when they were at the lead car, but during the chase, Chris fell back a little bit early and had to wheel Yoshioka in pretty much at the last turn. And then with Yoshioka, he pretty much kept the same proximity throughout the whole course, chasing out Chris, but it still wasn't close enough in my book, so I want to see the run again.
Ryan Montaigne, you sided with which driver was it? I don't have the score. With Yoshioka, your reasoning behind you thought he was the superior driver.
I actually had one more time written. Initially, I changed it because I rethought everything, and Chris, coming through turn 9, he was really shallow, and I really didn't like it, and it looked like he really had the pedal to catch up. Yoshioka did make a mistake initially on his first run, but I don't know, I was up in the air.